Hey, just a quick microphone check. I think it's doing all right. Happy Wednesday afternoon. We are gonna walk over to 6th Street and take a look at a couple of LA legends and then probably get a snack. Thank you so much. I did a triple check. I got a new receiver because my last one broke. And it's the exact same thing, but it takes 1 second longer to turn on for some reason. Sorry. Got a little fire truck action. I think 7th Wilshire is right up here. I want to tow you. We're totally walking in the wrong direction, I'm pretty sure. But I wanted to show you two places that are, one of them is almost 100 years old, 90 years old, and it's gonna close in September. The other place is 117 years old, and it's gonna close. Hey Rob, welcome. So one of them is Kohl's, the Pacific Electric restaurant. It's up here that's new for up ahead here. It's up here on 6th. We're gonna take a look at it, talk about it a little bit, and then we're gonna walk over the Mayan. They're kind of not too close to each other. Well, about a third of a mile distance. Oh, can I make it in 8 seconds? I can. Hey Rob. Hey, not good. Welcome, you guys. So Wednesday we usually just walk around and get a snack, but I thought I would talk a little history and get a snack. Joe, let me know if the ambiance is any better because I switched a setting and I wanted to see if it was any better. Hey, Javier. US Bank Building, library. We were at Hope and 6th. We should have taken a right, or we should be on the other side of the street, but we're gonna cross here. Oh, maybe. Let me know if that's any better, yeah. I don't know if it does that on its own, like if that's the preferred setting that it starts at. I have to tell you, I'm completely obsessed with microphone checks, so I guess I will have to add that to my list. Sound is kind of important. Of course, the zoom is also important. Oh, it is. It's leftover from papaya salad. By the way, members, I will introduce a new emoji tomorrow. I couldn't get it to look exactly right, but I think I think we'll get it. The last thing I used my microphone for was a members video, and I used my laptop. Actually, still plug it into the phone. I really would love to use a different microphone than the DJI, but that's maybe a little further down the road. We're gonna keep crossing 6th. Hey, Allie. You never get tired of this, huh? So I don't know if any of you guys were here or watching when I did the tunnels video, but we talked about this. First place we're gonna stop at, Coles. Inventor of the French dip sandwich. Although that's really disputed because we also have a restaurant named Philippe over by Union Station that also claims that. I am actually pretty warm, but it's not hot. I did set my watch today. You will all be happy to know. Just remind me and I can check it from time to time. I'm just looking at what the temperature says. And it goes out. Hold on. We are looking at 79 in Bunker Hill. Although I'm really not quite in Bunker Hill. You know, I think the camera adds a nice sheen. It makes it look, it is pretty clean relatively speaking, especially considering what you hear about Los Angeles and how disgusting it is. It is not. But I think somehow the camera, and I'm not using a filter, but the camera, little old iPhone, really adds something to it. So I think we're going to be skipping a walk through Pershing Square. Los Angeles ashtray. Just kidding. I love Pershing Square. Just wish it was shadier. I'm going to cross over to the shady side. It's super sunny. It's a really nice day. I wish I felt it appropriate for myself to wear a tank top. Don't ask me the hang up there. I would love to have a tank top on though. I think that would be perfect. Or some of those, a tank top and some of those nylon shorts that everybody wears. I just try to resist wearing sports attire, as I like to call it, all the time. Hey, not good. It became a movie morning. We actually ended up going to see really a great breakfast movie. We went to go see 28 Months Later the next morning. Reason being, believe it or not, we could not find seats good enough for any theater. Hold on. We couldn't find any good seats, so we ended up going to the Regal downtown on Saturday morning. It was actually kind of nice. There were like maybe 6 total people in the theater. I just wonder if the popcorn is all that fresh. We're crossing Hill Street. We're gonna be back here soon enough. I've seen a matinee before for sure. I've just never gone to the movies that early. I think there was even one earlier in the day, like at 8:30. Like who? It's kind of a great thing to do because if you start the day by going to the movies, like the rest of the day is your oyster, so to speak. I feel like whenever I go to the movies, it's like the end of the day, or it's like a middle thing, and then I'm just tired. I have to tell you, we probably turn our air conditioner on at 2 o'clock. I'm going to let this bus go a little bit because we are going to be trailing it. And I used to go to the movies all the time when I was a little kid. Like all the time. I think that was my babysitter. Wow, can you imagine having a window that turned out like that? That's a recipe for a child falling in the 1920s. It's also a wooden frame mirror. Just killing time while we wait for the bus. Actually, looks like the bus driver's on a break. I used to go to the movies all the time in the daytime, like first movie. And because of where I would go, and I'm sure this is true for a lot of people, you would go to a movie and then you could sometimes sneak into another one. So I would be gone for like 4 hours at the movie theater, seeing stupid movies. I can't even, well, I can totally remember what I saw. Anything. I was allowed to see rated PG-13 movies, although they didn't really exist. Everything. I didn't go to the movies by myself much as an adult, but I decided one day that that would be a really cool thing for me to do. And I went to go see, so you can drill down the year. I went to go see, when I was pretty young, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert at VU, at the theater near VU. It was a really weird experience. Broadway. Wow. You know, I really always notice something new all the time, but dude, the problem of putting up a beeper sign, like that's a beeper sign in neon beeper sign. I want that in my apartment. How old that is. I'm almost as interested in the beeper sign as the building. We used to have 2 movie theaters, and I guess as I grew up, movie theaters became more popular, and so like I remember the place I went to was at the Bedford Mall. It was a General Cinemas. It had like 2 small theaters, or 3 small theaters, or 4 small theaters, and then 1 giant one. And then sometime in the late 80s, the giant one became 3 theaters. But you could literally sneak from door to door. Once a movie ended, go into another one. Once a movie ended, go into another one. It must have been cooler to do it at the City Walk. Yeah, the seat that we sat in had remote controls. It leaned forward and back. It didn't quite vibrate, but it thought about it, I'm sure. And then I think it probably cost like $40. And that's the daytime movie. Okay, so you know what a fun thing I do is sometimes I don't pay attention, I walk too far. But I think I'm alright. Well, we also snuck candy in, and the crazy thing about that is as we were walking through the door, the candy fell out of a big box of Whoppers, fell out of Joe's pocket right in front of the security guard. He just kind of looked away and said, not to do anything. So we're coming up on Kohl's. Oh. I mean, we just went from like a pretty busy area of the city. This is the Hotel Cecil right over here, as you know. This area, you know, after COVID, the revitalization was kind of forgotten. I never go to Skid Row because I feel like it's a little bit exploitative. Hey, how are you doing? It's kind of sure. Because this place here, right here, is like a 117-year-old restaurant. It's gonna close pretty soon. It's so fucking old and. Oh, no worries.
Some people they come around and they disrespect some people and record them.
Nope, not here for that.
Like it's National Geographic or something. But you know what? Thank you so much. I apologize for coming at you like that, brother.
No, it's all right. I didn't even notice you were coming at me like that. You're so subtle. I understand what you're saying. I really don't come down here to do that, but I come down here to talk about the history of stuff like this. You know, I mean, it's not the most important thing we're dealing with in Los Angeles, obviously, but it's kind of sad to see, like, this place used to have bootleggers and tunnels crossing under the street. Yeah, because too expensive. You know.
You want me to lower the property values?
I don't think you could.
Want to bet?
I would be nice if we had less billionaires and we could all have a little more money and afford a French dip sandwich once in a while.
I like how what's the name for? Like you're up to date with everything. I like that.
I try to be.
Much respect, brother. God
all right,
bless.
you too. Take care. So, I don't know if you heard my conversation, but that's really why I don't go down to Skid Row, which is, you know, just up ahead. Because people do treat it like it's a National Geographic, and they don't really do it they don't take it in the best light. So this is Kohl's. Pretty freaking cool. They have a bar in there called I think it's the Velvet. It's closed, but it actually has Prohibition tunnels in it. So this has been open since 1908. Did I give you the wrong years? So we got till August 3rd. Or August 2nd is when they're serving their last roast beef sandwich. I'm trying to convince Joseph to come down here. I've always been more of a Philippe kind of guy myself. So, this is Los Angeles Street. I'm going to flip back because we are going to go to the Mayan cinema. And so we are literally, just so you know, the Hotel Cecil, we're going to pass it again, which is just right up there. And even Kohl's Electric Buffet, these are on the edge of Skid Row. I'm not going to turn around again, but just almost past where you can see those tents is where it starts. And the Cecil over here on the left has probably been It's sort of official hotel of Skid Row. It's gatekeeper. It's on the very lip. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the Mayan too. I've never been inside of the Mayan, and I've never been inside of Kohl's. I've been a pretty strict Philippe eater because I used to spend a lot of time in Union Station, and whenever I was there, Philippe is like right across the street, so I would get a sandwich there. And Philippe is pretty cool in its own way. I need to go to this place. I really do. I think it's right up my alley. Really cool and vintage. The Mayan, we're gonna say goodbye to the Mayan in September. So they're still doing a couple of fun dance things and events. They can't get rid of it because it is a landmark, both of them. Sorry. So we'll go this way by the Cecil, because you guys all love the Cecil. So when I do my podcast, whenever that's going to be, my first script is on the Cecil. But back to Kohl's. It was opened in 1908. We saw that on the sign. And they say they invented the first French dip sandwich there, which is basically a crusty French roll sandwich with roast beef on it that's dipped in the au jus for a customer whose gums hurt, probably from bleeding. Didn't have dental hygiene back then. So after Prohibition, Kohl's sells 58 kegs of beer in one night, which is kind of insane. In 74, it was designated a historical cultural monument 104. In 2009, it was kind of renovated probably in 2007, but in 2009, it won an award from the LA Conservancy for Historical Restoration. It is really beautiful inside from what I've seen. And then in 2025, it's gonna close. You know, things are expensive down here. COVID really kind of killed the downtown rejuvenation, and I know the stupid ICE raids have really killed small businesses down here and restaurants. Like, people don't want to come to work, people don't want to go out. I know we're not talking about that, it's all Epstein files, but it is a huge deal and a huge blow. The basement, as I mentioned in a prior video, has Prohibition-era tunnels, and you could actually see them. And then, of course, our famous Charles Bukowski loved to hang out there when it was a little seedier. We're going to take it right here and go over to Hill Street. Take a look at the Mayan Theater. You know, downtown has always had an occupancy rate issue. I feel like it's probably 30% vacant downtown, which isn't really that bad. I feel like in the 90s and early 2000s, before the 2007 sort of renaissance, when you had the Ace Hotel down here, the Standard Hotel, it was kind of, I don't know, probably still at 30%. The problem is that people don't live down here so much. And it's no longer like a shopping destination. Although it could be. I'm going to cross 7. I want to be in the shade. Look, it's our guy at Paradise. He's always the only one working. We might have to, looks like the soft serve machine is up and running. Might have to go visit there. The new confusing hoax to confuse us all. There's Hotel Hayward. And my favorite piece of wall art, that sort of etching. Right, I definitely, I can't decide if I want a donut filled with ice cream or an ice cream filled with ice cream. If I get an ice cream, we're definitely going to go back to Paradise, Paradis, in downtown Los Angeles on 6th and Spring. The guy is lovely. The ice cream is insane. And it's actually by ice cream cone standards, i.e. like Salt and Straw or McConnell's, it's fairly inexpensive. Like under $10. The first time I went in there, we're back on Broadway. First time I went in there, that guy told me the whole story of the ice cream and why they had the soft serve and why they had that particular flavor of the soft serve, and which was kind of fun. They just had that flavor because the last ice cream shop there, that was their signature flavor, and they were just paying homage. It was so good. I don't have the map, but maybe I could add that. There's Clifton's. Pretty cool. That place will probably be gone soon, would be my bet. It got too like shishi and really got away from its original mission of just being like a cool cafeteria.
This is Broadway?
Whoop. So behind all these stores, fronts, there's crazy old theaters. You can actually tour them on Sunday. You know what? I'm going to add that just for you. But does that mean I have to add a map, or is it just tracking me somehow? I feel like it would be too tricky to try to do that from my phone while I walk. I can do things like, thank you, members. Yeah, last night, way before midnight. Maybe 3 hours before midnight. Really fun to do. Took me about 8 hours to edit. Not my strongest suit, but I am getting faster. And it was really, I'm sorry if people's names got mushed together. It really reformats it. There'll be a game where you're partners. Anyway, I'm getting pretty fast. I just would really like a better microphone. It seems like that should be possible. Let me switch to the Sprint LTE network. Please hold on. To switch to 4G downtown because everybody else is 5G horrific. I love the fact that you can still see the old painted signs. Oh, I thought I just stepped on a baby diaper. I think every once in a while, I need to, especially when it's congested or busy, I need to switch from 5G to the 4G LTE network. This must have been quite a cool area in its time. Although these buildings are from different eras, they all kind of look old to me. Oops. I mean, that building is also pretty magnificent. The first level with the little balconies, those windows open up. Of course, we could never have that nowadays. Dangerous, but pretty gorgeous. There's the Broadway bar, which closed. I'd never been there. One of the last or only operating Orpheum theaters. The Eastern Building. Once a department store. An amazing department store, actually. It's all terracotta tiles. I always thought for some reason it was metal. Imagine if Target looked like this. I'm kidding. They never could. It's going to get some socks in 1930 something. I don't usually walk down this bar, but let's do. We'll run into United Artists. We have to kind of go this way to get to the Mayan. I love the Rialto. I feel like the Mayan, like, just to think about the architecture and the design, I really truly wish we could go inside, but like no one had ever built a building Mayan revival before this. No one would ever do anything like that today. I feel like if they did, it would end up looking like the Rainforest Cafe. No offense, Rainforest Cafe. I'm happy to have you as a sponsor if you want to reach out. But it would end up looking like the Rainforest Cafe. Part of the downtown revival is this being a pretty swanky Ace Hotel for a while. I stayed here a night up by one of those heads up there. It was kind of fun to stay in downtown LA. I think the building is now residences. And the theater is pretty amazing. We've gone to this theater before and had nosebleed seats, right? Which kind of makes it feel like it's gonna crush on your head. You're up so high. So we're to Olympic. We don't really get down here much. We're gonna take a right to go to the Mayan Theater. I will, of course, lovingly point out our abandoned skyscrapers, which will be on our left over here. That's kind of a cool shot if we get the plane in time. Whoa. Someone should check out what the rent is there. I don't know how much I would love having a deck like that. So that building is for rent. The building you can see just beyond it, and the building next to it, and the building next to it. These are abandoned buildings that were, I guess the company that, there's a fun alley. The company that was building them lost funding. And so the skeletons sit there. The skeletons sort of sit there. And I think it was super popular to climb them and spray paint your tag on there, which I love. Turn a bad experience into art some way. I kind of dig that. Of course, I did not do that. Or did I? I didn't. And if you know me, you know I didn't. So we're on Hill Street. Hill Street got a makeover, but kind of a bland one. I think there's also really nothing over here on Hill Street, also known as South Park. Oh, I gotta mind the sidewalk over here. Just rises up and meets me every chance. Little Jesus Saves action. Oh, you can't see it. Every once in a while I go in the wrong direction. This is one of those times. I just realized that. I was kind of just mesmerized by the signage. It's crazy how dusty your car gets here. I've never seen anything like it. When I first moved here, I thought it was crazy how often people wash their cars, but everything is covered in like particulate all the time. I have a black car. I love having a black car, but it looks always dusty. Day after a wash, it looks dusty. I even have covered parking. It's weird because like a year ago, you could get a Porsche here for nothing. The funny thing about luxury cars in Los Angeles is a lot of people lease their cars for like 1 or 2 years. We're gonna wait to cross. A lot of people lease their cars, I feel like. And you can always get a relatively new, fancy car for kind of cheap with low mileage on it because somebody leased it. I feel like when I looked for my last car, which I never drive, I looked for my last car, I saw a couple of Porsches and even Lamborghinis that were in my price range. You know, you'd be wise to not own much in Los Angeles. To live lean. I mean, I have a lot of stuff and I like stuff. Grew up in America, materialist, slightly. So I like having things, multiple pairs of shoes and whatnot. But it's so much easier to have less stuff. I'm trying to come to the point where I am just willing to purge. Not there yet. All right, the Mayan is right up ahead. It's opened on August 15th in 1927. So they keep saying after 90 years, but it's really 99 years this place is going to close right before it turns 100, which is next year. Good thing it's a historical landmark, so it can't be torn down. It opened with a Gershwin musical called OK, and OK was O-H, comma, K-A-Y. Otherwise, it sounds cool when I say okay. It sounds like a text message. Dorothy Dandridge actually starred in something here, which was a pretty big deal for black cinema, or black theater actually. Wasn't a movie. That was in 1944. This place, there's a cleaning team here, so we'll walk a little bit slower. In 1947, this place was purchased by Foose Amusement Company, and it became a Latin movie theater, Spanish language movie theater. In 1969, perfect year, it became a XXX theater. And then in 1989, it shut down as a theater. So it's closed and opened a couple times. In 1990, it reopened. And then I want people to look in the thing, but just check this out. Oh yeah, please obtain membership. If you do want to hear more about the Mayan, I can definitely dive deeper. I love to be historical on the chats, and we've tried to do some history walks, but I'm pretty much get distracted while we're walking, and it's really weird to walk around with a piece of paper to make sure I don't forget anything. So in 1990, this was sort of revived. It became a nightclub. They tore out all the seats. I found pictures of it with the seats and without the seats. Hey, Cariopolis. And then it became a cultural monument, number 460. I don't see the plaque, but we maybe just haven't walked by it yet. That grill over there smells so good. Not what we're here for. When I get home, I'll post some pictures on of the inside because it's truly incredible. It'll be a big loss. Somebody will snatch it up though. This area is just not quite revitalized yet. In the early 2000s, Prince did shows here, and then also Beyonce filmed part of one of her music videos here. Sorry I'm so focused on it. I just sometimes things like this get boarded up a little bit, and you don't get to see them for a while. Pretty gorgeous. Hey, DC, that's awesome. You'll be here just in time for the heat. I don't think it'll be that hot though, especially compared to the way DC has been, or parts of the East Coast. So when I was also reading about this a little bit, people say that the figureheads inside of there move around. No one has ever caught it on camera. I tried to find a ghost story for this guy. I wish we could get up on top. Pretty cool. Didn't make it to 100, but still pretty cool. Let's go back to the Broadway area and decide what we're gonna snack on. So both those places are, both Kohl's and that place are closing down. If you want to hear more about them, they're sprouting up a bunch of videos on them on YouTube. I read about Kohl's in the newspaper. Well, I didn't read the newspaper, but in my Apple News feed, Los Angeles Times, I think last week. The day that I was going to go, last Tuesday actually, I did the Hollywood motel video. I was coming down here to do a Kohl's video, but I really want to go to Kohl's and eat, and I want Joe to go with me, so. I don't know if it's true. I try to always, I love urban legends and ghost stories. But I kind of want to call them out when I can. Because I feel like every place over 100 years old has a ghost story. Hey, Carrie. Happy Wednesday. Oh, I need a lighter colored backpack. Sorry, we just walked this way because it was the wrong way. There's an interesting story about behind that Jesus Save sign. It was like a mission at one time. There's a fight. I think there might have been a MUR, an unaliving or whatever YouTube says. When I was doing research for the tunnels and weird stories downtown, I think that came up. I don't know why I didn't add it or keep it. I think I was trying to focus more on tunnels. I'm gonna have to look back in my notes. I don't think that the building it's on is there anymore though. Or the original building that it was on. Because that's the United Artists Theater again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, white or light gray. The thing is with the darker colors, right now I have like a button-up shirt on that's like short sleeve, summery, so I don't sweat too much, linen action going on. I like to kind of look forgettable and like I'm blending in down here just in case I have to escape or run away from something, which has never ever 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 happened. But like I'm not wearing a big red t-shirt so somebody can spot me. I feel like if I had a white backpack on, I would be spottable if I had to run away. I'm waiting for one of those robots to smash into my shins. I hope its name is Connor. Right? I want to be a gray man. I feel like what I'm trying to do also is tell the story of the city more so and just blend into the background. I don't care if my face accidentally shows, but I'm not trying to be a, what do you call them? Is this the hotel clerk? I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not going to tell you my beauty secrets. That's what I do. I just wear like khaki or navy blue shorts and a t-shirt. I think I walk too fast to be a tour guide. Every time I use Google to work out my walk or how long it's going to take to walk somewhere, I'm always like half an hour, Joe and I, to 45 minutes faster because we walk so fast. I could only do tour guides to marathon walkers, be a tour guide. Also, would imagine driving in this city would hate to be that kind of tour guide. I stopped wearing my head-to-toe Gucci jumpsuit because I figured that totally made me stand out. But the blue and white striped linen shirt that I'm wearing, I think it's a little bit too bright. Camo in this city would probably make people think I was an agent, which is not the vibe. So I usually gray, maybe. I can't wear black right now at all, except for my backpack. I wish I could get like a t-shirt that just had this pattern on it. Just like a brick pattern. And then I could lean against the wall. We're gonna walk back up through the jewelry district. Not Broadway. I think I said we were gonna go up Broadway. I just kind of forgot. Eggshell white, or I would love to wear, BMW came up with that black paint a couple years ago. They didn't invent it, somebody else did, but it was like a black paint that's so black you cannot see it. That's what I should wear. Then I would just look like a head and arms. Although, and it would absorb heat. I think it's best to stay. I wear also a lot of like green, sort of khaki green. It's not a good color to wear. It's suspicious looking. Let me know if you want a diamond. Hey, just one quick thing. If it's your first time here, feel free to like, subscribe, and chat. I forgot to mention that earlier, but I'd love to hear from you. And always love an algorithmic hug. This is the old Warner Brothers Theater. I love how they put the... I especially recognize it after watching Looney Tunes videos while working all day yesterday. I love how they stick the diamond in the shield. You can kind of see it. Sorry, I'm gonna blow out. This is another beautiful building, not the Eastern building again, but it still has those beautiful terracotta celadon or antique green tiles. This was a department store at one time. I forget which department store. Bullock's, I think. I might have imagined it, or maybe it's somewhere, but there's a sign or a crest. Oh, it's in the alleyway. Right behind here is St. Vincent's Court, which is like a food court. Look at that beautiful curved wood inside of there. Must have been like a tobacco store. Pershing Square is coming up on the left. I'm going to cross over to Broadway. You see the sidewalk with all the glass tiles, meaning there's a delivery tunnel underneath. I wonder if they use it or if it's storage now. This guy in the blue shirt is always standing there. I have pictures of him from last summer standing there. I'm crossing and turning right. Tipping away from Pershing. And into the shade. I apologize if you've just joined and I haven't responded. I can't always see the chat when I'm walking, but welcome. We are in downtown LA. We just took a look at two LA legends that are closing for good. And now we're looking for a snack. a cool, creamy treat snack. So left on Broadway towards Grand Market. Oof. Right? So I'm gonna slow down in front of Donut Friend because I'm actually thinking of going here for my snack today. Although, sorry, I'm only at 2 miles, 2 3/4 miles, so Donut Friend. Ice cream, shakes, drinks, toppings. Maybe I imagined that they had an ice cream donut. I think I might walk back down to 6th and Spring and go to Paradise, but let's go walk through Grand Central Market. Ah, thanks. Thank you so much. My whole entire life I've hated walking on these metal things. I especially hate them here because I know that there is a tunnel underneath the sidewalk. And it feels hollow.
And I like that. I respect that. I wish all women would keep that type of motive.
Oh. Movies. I wish we had this many movie theaters to choose from. Although a lot of these were open as silent movie theaters or vaudeville theaters. For sure. I think the Roxy's like got a store now in the front, but if you, I mentioned this earlier, there are downtown tours, or at least there were like 10 or 15 years ago, where you could come down to this stretch and go behind these storefronts, because behind them is the theater, the stage, what's left of the seating. It's kind of fascinating, like little hidden worlds behind the store. Hey, Cecilia. We're probably gonna go get an ice cream and not a donut. I'm on my way though to look at the Grand Market. So Friday we're gonna do an evening stream. We're gonna go to check out the lotuses or lotuses at Echo Park Lake at like sunset time. So we'll probably come on at like 6, so a little bit later than normal, just to catch the sunset. We had a sunset walk this Sunday, and it was a shitty sunset. Lots of cloud cover. Still a lovely walk. We had omelets this morning. It's the whole egg omelet, though. We go through phases with eggs. Sometimes no, sometimes we eat a lot of them. I'm just trying to not have any sugary stuff in the morning, like oatmeal, which is not sugary, but more of a protein breakfast, so I don't get tired, carb tired later on. So I chop a bunch of vegetables, jalapeno peppers, onions, garlic, and then a bunch of spinach. And we've actually been using sausage. It's on sale. I agree. Like, I feel like the majority of you guys I'm talking to are on an East Coast or earlier time zone, so they're kind of tricky. They are easier in the winter time when we fall back, for sure. Like, I feel like the sun sets at like 4 o'clock or something like that. When I was cutting up my vegetables this morning, I thought I should pack a knife in my backpack and take it down to Ross so they can sharpen my knife. I am going to do that eventually. Whew. I usually am in bed by 10 o'clock, but lately I've been going to bed a little bit later. But I almost never stay up past 12 unless I'm outside of my house. I really love waking up early before anybody else and when everything is still quiet. It's really peaceful. Grand Market looks slamming. Police are just leaving the donut shop. Please don't make any jokes. They seriously did just leave the donut shop. Let's see. I wish they had same day refills on iced coffee. I could start here and then come back. They have the fresh strawberry and peach donuts though. Oh, sorry, all those guys. Feels kind of heavy for a donut. Let's check out McConnell's. No. I gotta say, I still think I like the ice cream better at the other place. Let's continue to walk through here and then we're gonna go back and get a soft serve. I really could use the horchata and chocolate soft serve. Even though I regret it for days. Pretty amazing spot to get some food. The coffee smells. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could stand there. The coffee smells so good. keep watching the same sad PBS documentary on Angel's Flight and the old man who lived at the house at the top, the castle, if you will. My entire goal right now is to work on I think it's from like 10 years ago, so I wonder if that man is even still alive as the living history of Bunker Hill. Hey BD, how's it going? Thank you again for a delicious meal the other night. It's very, very sweet of you and surprising. We do have a new emoji coming tomorrow, although we won't use it tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow quite yet, but Friday we're going to do a night walk, so we're going to start at like 6 o'clock. I want to check out the Lotuses in Echo Park. The Lotus Festival happened last weekend, and somehow I missed it. Okay. Ooh. I cannot tell you how bad I want to cross the street. I'm so hot. We're looking down Fourth, just frame of reference. We've got about a couple more blocks to go before 6th. We're going to go 6th. We're going to take a left to go to Spring Street. I keep meaning to do a little research on this building because it looks like it used to be part of the Metro, like old subway. Looks very governmental and official with a picture of the Mayflower or some pirate ship on its flagpole. Also, who knows, like, look at the curtains are there. I feel like I can see shit on a desk. Probably like a time capsule. So 5th, 6th is next, Pershing Square. I might take a left and hit Spring. This is just a cementy walk. The only part missing from that stream on Sunday was the actual sunset, which hid behind clouds. I'm telling you, I'm always reluctant to do night streams because I know so many of you guys are in a different time zone. Also, I can't wait to stream when I stream every day. I do get waylaid by doing little chores and tasks, but like, the anticipation of waiting till 6 o'clock is a lot. So I usually go to this place once a month. I feel like I've already come in July, but I don't think he will care. I'm willing to give it a shot to get in sync with the bouts of insomnia. When I stay up late, though, I need a day nap. And it needs to be a certain length of time, like exactly half an hour. If it's longer than half an hour, I'm just a wreck for the rest of the day. If it's shorter than half an hour, I'll need to make it up. But like a really quick, I guess, disco cat nap is what they used to call it. I'm just gonna keep seeing the Roxy over and over again today. I'm gonna walk through the Spring Street Arcade, which is up here, to the ice cream place. You should send me the address, Cecilia. I'll walk by it. The first couple apartments I had that I lived here, you could literally, first two apartments, I made it sound really great. You could see the Hollywood sign from the apartment, which I kind of really loved, actually. Kind of made it seem special. Like I got a view of the Hollywood sign and my neighbors across the street. Even that little building with the gold and tile inset window is pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Broadway arcade building. Just gorgeous. I've never eaten in here. We walk through it all the time. You can weigh yourself with that scale for only 25 cents. Kind of reminds me of Milan somehow. Like the arcade, like malls. Kind of fun that what offices are there. The office is actually open to the courtyard. I think there are a couple on this street, but none of them are as nice as this one. The other ones have like lost their vintage charm. All right, Paradise. You are one block over still. I'm gonna like do a quick plug up. Meaning like just check, make sure that we're not gonna lose our battery. That's one. It smells like a frozen chicken finger over here. A frozen chicken tender. Okay, power bank on. No. We'll try this one. I lost my my charging cord for my phone. So I took the one out of my car, which has a different adapter. So we've been plugging it into, sorry for the jiggle, we've been plugging it into the power bank, and I think we forgot to charge one of them. But I'm good now. I have 3 power banks with me anyway.
Is somebody in here and you got something to ask?
Did I go the wrong way again? Sorry, I gotta go up this way. The trees are great. The trees and the light fixtures down here in the historic core. I guess it's the modern carving a heart into a tree with a true love forever. I think the worst thing is when they chop them down, which has happened down here before. A couple months ago, there was somebody, maybe not in their right mind or in distress, hacking down trees. And this is an area where you can use all the shade you can get. All right, I went in the wrong direction. This is a day of going in the wrong direction. But I'm all right with that. Hotel Alexandria back there. A hotel that's split in two. I agree though, but of all the things to tag, a tree, a living thing is kind of the worst. If you think about it, some of these trees are probably older and have seen more shit standing here than the people spray painting on them.
Today, I
On
guess.
6th, I'm gonna take a right. Hey, JC Loop. Sorry if I miss anybody. I get a little sun blind. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, they just opened this guy on Western, the Fredo, which took place of their Dalai Lama, although it's not quite open yet. Closed for remodel. Joe's Pizza. Silver Lake Ramen, out of your element. Paradise is up over here on the left. So I was thinking it was 6th and Spring. It is not. It is 7th and Spring. Fortunately, I was only one street off. Taco 1986. I'll have to check it out. I feel like whenever my neighborhood and most neighborhoods have so many good taco places, I eat tacos all the time. It's hard for me to go out somewhere and eat tacos. I love this. I tell you guys this all the time, but I wish I could share with you how special it was. It's a very textured. It's almost etching. There's Paradise. No E. He always offers me to sample flavors, but I just don't like doing that for some reason. I feel like you waste all those little spoons. I'm not holding a grudge on anybody, but also I'm gonna like it no matter what it is. And the question is, I am gonna cross here. I almost always get carne asada tacos. That's our go-to. Although I had birria tacos recently, I pretty much stick to carne asada. We've got these folks in our neighborhood that make really good, I forget what they're called. Tamales, sorry. I almost said tortillas. I'm a gringo. They're really great tamales. They're the nicest people. We got tamales from them the other day. All right, he's pretty empty, so we might just have to wait for one other person. What is Al Pastor? I mean, we go to a place called Al Pastor, but I don't really know what that means. I'm really hoping that no one else walks in there. But I can't be greedy. Oh, shoot. I will. But I really want the soft serve, I gotta tell you. We'll see what the flavor of the month is. I think I'll have a minute in front of the case. See what they got. Hey, how are you? I got the baklava one other time. The Peruvian chocolate looks really good too. And they have these also, the outside ones. think I'm just gonna get the soft serve, which is black horchata and chocolate. It's pretty incredible. Um, Last time I got the Dubai chocolate. Before that, I got baklava, which were both great. But a lot of this ice cream is full of stuff. I think the only other one I would try would probably be banana sundae or coffee chocolate chip. Yeah, I know. I always try to like hang out outside. I'm gonna put my microphone in my pocket for a second. Sorry, I'm just gonna mute while we're in there because the person has a couple ice creams for an order and I might be there for the whole song. So stand by. I just dipped every part of my gimbal into the ice cream. Pretty gross. But the ice cream is already dripping down my fingers. Huh? I wish. So it's horchata, black horchata, and then chocolate. You can barely taste the chocolate. So these guys also do organic ice cream and milk. I guess I just read that. I didn't read it before. It's not the same as Boom Sam, but pretty good. I can't wait to see how much of it got on my phone, because I did a terrible job of eating this. I think a lot of black food coloring goes into this. And the worst part of it now, I've got to eat it fast. It's dripping down my leg, which looks like shit. That guy in there is so nice. He always offers to take my gimbal and hold it for me as I struggle to grab the ice cream, pay. I did a really good job of not showing my credit card though. I think I'm gonna need a whole, oh my god. You guys, I just have to lick my phone screen. I don't. I feel like one time he had a name tag on, and I'll have to go look at the video the first time I walked in there. He seems like an owner because of his care, concern, and the way he comports himself, like he owns the place. Not like he owns the place, but, you know, if he doesn't own that place and I owned an ice cream place, let's say, on Hollywood Boulevard, that's the kind of guy I would want working for me. I read this article, or part of this article, on the Gen Z stare. I'm not knocking Gen Z people, which I didn't know that was a thing. You know when you go into a store and you say hi to a younger person, I realize it's sounding like Grandpa Simpson, and they just look at you and you're like, okay. And you might say, how are you, or hi again, and they still look at you. I always thought it was meat, like shut up old man, or shut up white guy, or shut up person that's not working here. But it's a whole thing. The Gen Z stare. Hey, we've got... So like a magnet, we're coming on. This ice cream is dripping from the bottom. I'm yelling at the clouds. I might have to ditch the ice cream because or eat it so fast. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can show you my legs. I grabbed so many napkins, but they're like those one-ply, certainly not Vanity Fair napkins. They're those one-ply napkins, so I've gone through most of them. I do have a chamois though to wipe off my lens. Hey, how's it going? So I probably will end up using that. All right, last bite of the ice cream. Do I get it on my shirt? I have it all over my shirt, by the way. I'm not trying to be sexy here, but I'm going to show you my leg. So the ice cream has dripped on my leg, and because it's like black dye, it looks like I have the trots or some veins. I sometimes really love omelets and I sometimes really hate omelets. I go through phases with eggs. Oh my gosh. I should totally carry wipes. Handy wipes. Oh, that was really, really good. I literally have dropped my body temperature like 10 degrees. Alright? I have a love-hate relationship with eggs. So I love an egg salad sandwich, but I couldn't eat a hard-boiled egg. You know, the way some people just eat a hard-boiled egg. The texture of the cooked yolk is disgusting to me. Even thinking about it, I don't have a tattoo. I think about it every once in a while, but I'm almost more unique not having a tattoo. I feel like, in addition, I probably would have changed what I've wanted for a tattoo like 1,000 times. I couldn't commit to something for life. I grew up in a state that had a lot of tattoo parlors. Because Massachusetts tattoos were illegal. They had to be performed by a doctor until like the 2000s. So there were a ton of tattoo parlors in the southern border of New Hampshire. It was fairly cheap and easy to get a tattoo. I wish it was kind of the olden days and I could just walk up to somebody and say, "Do I have ice cream on my face? Do I have ice cream on my face?"
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, thank
No,
you.
you're good. Was it good, though?
It was so good. It was so good. Well, my wish came true. That lady actually answered me. She didn't tell me, I didn't ask her if I had ice cream on my legs, which I do. That could have gone one or two ways. A stranger talking to you on the street is never a good thing. I'm making my way back over to the 7th Street Metro Center. I have a little project to do tonight when Joe gets off of work. I'm kind of excited for. Oh, honk, honk, honk. I gotta toss my wad of napkins out. So we'll do Eagle Rock. We're not gonna do Eagle Rock. That'd be a walk that would end in like 20 minutes. It's a cute little village, but we'll do Echo Lake Park this evening for the sunset and lotuses and unparalleled view of downtown Los Angeles. I'm gonna see of course, we all want to go to the beach. I'm going to see how we can go to the beach maybe on Sunday or Saturday. I want to talk to Joe and see. He's the one that works a serious, crazy schedule, so I just want to make sure it works with him. So tomorrow, Thursday, fun stuff. I'll probably be going on around the 1 to 2 o'clock hour. I haven't decided where I'm going to go yet, but I'll let you know. Friday, Echo Park Lake, and then I will maybe try to go to the beach on Saturday or Sunday. If we go to the beach on Saturday, I'll still live stream on Sunday. We'll just do something else. I would say yes, you could legally drop a gecko down your brother's shirt in California. I almost just fell off the curb thinking about that. But only in California. My coffee. My phone has so much ice cream on it, like the front. I'm surprised the camera didn't end up. I don't know what tattoo I would get. It would not be on my lower back. I always like the idea of a snowflake, maybe. But not in like the snowflake way, but just like the geometric snowflake. But that sounds kind of twee. The idea of getting like Ronald McDonald put on my arm. I almost did that, or thought about doing that for a little bit, for like some corporate branding. I think if I were to do it, I would probably do something like a magic spell, like a magic symbol, a sigil. I'm a real serial killer. We cannot buy cereal. Like, we'll eat it as a snack in one night, even if it's cornflakes. Every once in a while, we'll be like, let's just get cereal instead of ice cream, cereal and oat milk. And we will literally eat as much cereal or more in calories than we would have eaten in ice cream, which I have to say I probably would have enjoyed a lot more. They were never going to accept me in the graveyard anyway. I want to be cremated, I think, or mushroom soup, or turned into a jelly. Not like a breakfast jelly. I just feel like I've changed the way I look at things, not like a majorly in my life so many times that, and maybe I just guess I never thought about tattoos as maybe marking different periods of your life. I feel like at this point I'm too late to tattoo. Oh, granola is the worst. Like, one time I bought a pound of Skinny Girl gluten-free granola, like in a fancy jar. It had to be more than a pound. It was like 2 pounds. And I ate granola nonstop for 2 days. It might have only lasted for a day and a half. I was chewing away the enamel of my teeth. So I did a video about the Hollywood Athletic Club, which was actually the place where the first Bugs Bunny cartoon was made, and there's no plaque out there. So I wrote a letter to the Chamber of Commerce. Somebody said, you should get a plaque. I think it was Nadia, the urban explorer member. And so I wrote a letter, and I'm gonna send it in. Let's see if we can get Bugs Bunny a plaque. I doubt it'll happen. And I'm not a huge Warner Brothers fan, but I am a fan of that animation. I kind of grew up with them. I watched a lot of Looney Tunes yesterday while I was editing because I thought it would be good for osmosis. And I never really liked the Looney Tunes when I was a kid. They're always a little violent for me. A tattoo is a big decision to make. You gotta live with it for the rest of your life. We don't all have Pete Davidson money to get laser removal of our tattoos. You know, though, I kind of love Bugs Bunny, but I really don't always like the cartoons. I like what they represent, actually, and that time, and it was funny seeing, I don't know, there was one where, of course, everybody was smoking. They're smoking cigarettes in cartoons. But there was one that had Humphrey Bogart and Bing Crosby and all of these, like, late 30s, 40s stars. And it was just kind of cool. Also, like, that type of animation, in a lot of ways, is classic and completely paved the way we animate today. Groundbreaking, I think. But I think that Bugs Bunny is definitely more famous than Judy Splinters. And I think Bugs Bunny is more famous than the Emmy Awards. And the birth of Bugs Bunny, the birthplace of Bugs Bunny, definitely deserves some acknowledgement. So we'll see. Those four guys that I mentioned were pretty amazing, each one of them. And then the voices that Mel Blanc pulled out, he was a virtuoso of voice. And it's funny because I maybe saw a picture of him, but he looks exactly the way I expected him to look. Why did they all have that Walt Disney little like weird lip mustache? Pete Davidson is about to become a dad. It is a lost art form, but just when I think about how many people it used to take to run all that stuff, and here I am coming to you live from Dtla with my phone in my hand, broadcasting from that, it's kind of amazing. I'm gonna sign off here and hop on the train. So we'll be live streaming at about 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go yet, somewhere in Los Angeles. I'm gonna just see what Joe has on his plate for the evening and see what time I should get back by. Thank you guys so much for joining. If it was your first time here and you liked and subscribed, I really appreciate that. I'll walk around for another second because I really want to thank my members. Just put a new members video up yesterday. That was only supposed to be a 3-minute video. It turned into 5 because I couldn't stop adding things to it. Let's just get one more little view of Dtla, and I will say good night to you all. I'm sorry for the spacing on some of the names there. Kind of like put them together. So Kathleen Tico, Jeffrey Williams are like one person now. And Jinx, LA, and One Live are one person now. It did that, I didn't, I swear. Thank you guys so much, members. Thank you guys. And thanks for subscribing. I will see you tomorrow. If you haven't got a chance to check out that video, check it out. Leave a little feedback. If you think there should be a plaque for Bugs Bunny, definitely leave a comment. And try to make that our mission. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.